Going on, and welcome to the Football World with Juice, back here for another NFL record prediction for the upcoming 2023 season. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down the Minnesota Vikings upcoming schedule, going game by game, pick by pick, giving you my thoughts, my analysis, and ultimately how I think the Vikings are going to be this upcoming season. If that sounds good, don't forget to like it up. Of course, subscribe to the Football World with Juice for more NFL content just like this. Get in that comment section, Vikings fans. How do you think your team's going to fare this upcoming season? Let me know. Now, let's pick some games. All right. So before I do this, I just want to say something about the Vikings to all you Vikings fans out there. I think that your team, it's very possible that you guys are going to take a step back this year. It felt like that last year you guys were a little fluky, but a step back doesn't mean I don't think you're going to make the playoffs. You still could. The NFC is pretty weak, so it's possible. But you have a much more difficult schedule this year than you had last year, and I just want to put that out there. I don't have a very good vibe about the Vikings this year, but we'll see. All right, now let's get into it. They kick off week 1 versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. No Tom Brady for the Bucs. I think that should be a pretty comfortable win. Let's say by at least a touchdown. Probably more than that, though. Week 2, you go to Philly to play the Eagles. I don't think this will be as bad as last year's game was. I believe this was also week 2 on primetime. It's Thursday night in Philly, though. Kirk Cousins on primetime. You got to take the Eagles on that one. I don't think that's pretty hard. And the Eagles are the better team. Week 3, you play the Chargers at home. This could go either way for sure. I kind of feel like I'm going to go with the Chargers because I feel like at this point, they'll be healthy early on, and I feel like the Chargers are usually a little bit better early on, and then they fall apart in the middle, and then they come back to life at the end. But I'm going to say that the Chargers win because I feel like your defense, the holes on your defense are in the secondary, and I feel like those receivers versus your secondary is a little suspect, especially with, Justin Herbert as their quarterback. Eckler's a fantastic running back / receiver. And yeah, that could go either way for sure, though. You're at home, so you advantage for sure, but I just have a feeling. Week 4, you play Carolina in Carolina. This is another one that I could honestly see going either way. This is going to be one of Bryce Young's first games, so maybe this is his first big moment in the NFL. I am going to say that you will – man, this is tough. Honestly, I'm gonna say you beat Carolina just because I don't really know what we're gonna get from Bryce Young yet. I think he's gonna be a pretty damn good player, but I think early on though, I think you gotta take you guys. Week 5, you play the Chiefs at home, and a little bit of a shocker here. I'm actually gonna pick you guys because I feel like the Vikings are an offense that can go toe-to-toe with just about anybody. It just comes down to how their defense plays. You stole a couple shootout games last year, including that one over Buffalo. I feel like this could be a similar game where you win a high-scoring, 31-28 or something like that. It comes down to a last-second field goal. I could totally see that happening. And again, though, could go either way, but I'm going to take you guys there just for the upset. Week 6, you play the Bears on the road. Obviously, the Bears sucked last year. I don't think they're going to be as bad as they were this year, but I'm going to take the Bears. I think they will beat you once, just out of a fluke. I don't really know. They're not very good. They're still not very good, but I just have a feeling you'll split with them. Week 7, you play the Niners at home on a Monday night. That's a pretty good advantage, I'd say. I mean, Minnesota, I do believe, is a home field advantage with how loud it gets in there, but I'm going to say that the Niners win just because I feel like there's like your coaching is like similar. It comes from the Rams, and that's typically like the Niners have dominated the Rams over the years. And I feel like Kyle Shanahan will have a good game plan for how to attack your defense, which is rather weak, like I've said. But yeah, so you're 3-4 through the first 7 weeks. Not bad. You're probably still right there in the mix, in the playoff mix. Midway through the season, week 8, you play Green Bay. In Green Bay, I think the Packers will beat you once, and you'll beat them once. Home and home split. Week 9, you play the Falcons in Atlanta. I'm going to go with you guys because I trust Kirk Cousins more than I trust Desmond Ridder. Like, if it becomes a shootout, I don't know if I'll be able to keep up with you guys on offense. Week 10, you play the Saints. For whatever reason, you guys just always beat the Saints. I don't know what it is, but I just have a feeling like you guys will win that game. You're the better team too, in my opinion. I feel like the Saints are they're aging a little bit. They're desperately trying to stay in the playoff race, show that they're still here, but I don't think they're not that good. Week 11, you play Denver in Denver. This is a tough one. I feel like you're gonna lose to the Broncos and beat the Raiders, or it's gonna be the opposite. That's tough. Okay. Russell Wilson has had success against the Vikings in the past. And yeah, the Raiders, Brian Flores knows. Yeah, I'm going to go. You guys beat the Raiders and you lose to the Broncos. Russell Wilson he's played some of his best games of his career against the Vikings, and that could happen again. I mean, obviously it's a new regime, but nonetheless, I'm going to say the Broncos win. It's also in Denver, which, I mean, it could be a weird weather game or something, and I don't know. Week 12, I got you beating the Bears on Monday night at home. Week 14, you got the Week 13 bye. Week 14, you play the Raiders. I think Brian Flores will know how to attack Josh McDaniels' offense on defense, and I think on the other end, I think your offense versus the Raiders defense, kind of a little suspicious there. That's not something you want to have, really, if you're the Raiders. Week 15, you play Cincinnati in Cincinnati. You know I'm taking the Bengals there. That's just tough all around. And then week 16, you play the Lions, and week 18, you closed out with the Lions on the road. I think it's going to be a home and home split. I think this first game, you'll win. The second game, the Lions will win. They'll probably be like it could be for the division. Who knows? But ultimately, I got you at 9-8, which, I mean, that could be enough. I kind of feel like you're more 8-9, 7-10. Like, I'd say you have a floor of maybe 6-11. That's assuming that your defense gets worse. I'd say you have a floor of maybe 11-6 or so. Like, I don't think you're going to be as lucky as last year, just because I feel like this is a much harder schedule where you play, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You played 7 or 8 playoff teams, and really the only like best team in the league that I don't see on here is the Cowboys and the Bills. Like, so I don't know. Let me know, Vikings fans, what you guys think about your team this year. Thank you so much for tuning into the Football World with Juice, and we will see you in the next video. Peace.